Welcome to the Bushido Gang. What's up, guys? It's Attack on Samurott, and welcome to my discussion vid about the Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC trailer that we got today. So, there's a lot to talk about. Honestly, for this first part, I'm just going to talk about the Isle of Armor, and then I'll probably do a second part about the Crown Tundra, because there was a lot of stuff for both of these. So I'm going to break down each of them. And yeah, so before we get started, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, join my Discord Bushido Gang, and subscribe for some more content on the channel. Also follow me on my Pokeamino and check out my Smokearm profile. All those links will be down in the description. So let's dive into this news. Not gonna lie, this is like my third attempt, actually my fourth attempt trying to record this, because I had no idea how to break all this information down, because there's a lot of information. So first off, this is probably the best promotional official artwork that they've done in a while. This looks so good. Like this is so fire. Like, I love everything about this. Now let's dive into the Isle of Armor and what it's about. So talk about the description. The first new adventure unlocked by your expansion pass will take place on the Isle of Armor, an island of the Galar region. The Isle of Armor is full of environments not seen in Galar before. You will find wave-swept beaches, forests, bogs, caves, and sand dunes. There are also plenty of Pokemon that make this island their home, living freely amid the lush nature. The island is home to a dojo for Pokemon battles, blah blah. You and your Pokemon train hard. So the trailer showed off a lot of old Pokemon at first, then it also showed off Galarian Slowbro. It showed the G-Max forms, and the G-Max forms for Urshifu, and it also showed off the G-Max forms for Venusaur and Blastoise. So yeah, in terms of the old Pokemon they showed off, there were a lot. Especially for this section, especially for the Isle of Armor, there were a lot of Pokemon that are coming back. Again, as you can see in the promotional ad right here, they showed Talonflame, which was coming back, which we already knew from the screenshots and from this as well. In the trailer, they showed Tauros, or they showed a lot of Gen 1 Pokemon coming back, like Tauros, Scyther, and Scizor as well. Tangrowth, which is another pretty big one. Kangaskhan. Starmie, what else? Again, Madness Zone, we already knew it was coming back because it was in the promotional. What else? What else did they show off here? They showed off a couple of some other monsters. They showed Druddigon. They showed Sandile, which means Crocodile's coming back. Amoga, Azumarill, which was already in the promotional ad. What else did they show for the Isle of Armor? They showed Poliwhirl, so that means that Poliwrath and Politoed are back as well. I think that was already in the promotional too. Actually, I don't think it was, but yeah, we saw that, and that was pretty much I mean, it wasn't like everything. That wasn't all they showed. That wasn't all those old Pokemon. That was just the ones that like kind of mattered to me. But there were a lot of them. There were definitely a lot. So let's talk about Galarian Slowbro. Actually, Galarian Slowbro is pretty much like the first thing that they showed off for this trailer. So Galarian Slowbro, for one, it looks dope. Like when I saw it, I was just like, "Yo, he got that shell on his arm, like the rumor said." But yeah, I really like the way it looks, and its description is pretty good as well. As I have, like I said, I have been trying to record this several times already, so I pretty much just know what to expect. So, Galarian Slowbro, a shoulder bite set off a chemical reaction with the spices inside Galarian Slowpoke's body, causing Galarian Slowbro to gain the poison type. The shoulder sometimes unconsciously bites down harder on Slowbro's arm, causing an itch that drives Slowbro to start swinging its arms around indiscriminately and smashing its surroundings. This makes Galarian Slowbro a highly dangerous Pokemon. Beats strong opponents to the draw. Although this Pokemon is normally zoned out, facing off against strong opponents activates the stimulants in its body, sending them coursing through its nervous system and delivering a jolt. When this happens, Slowbro's expression sharpens with a speed that puts even the quickest reflexes to shame. Slowbro readies its shoulder and makes poisonous liquid shoot from the shoulder's tip. Galarian Slowbro also gets a new ability in Quick Draw. I don't think there's much about that ability yet. I could check Cerebi. I know Cerebi has updated some stuff already, so I'm pretty sure there might be something about the abilities. Yeah, there's a lot of information here already. Okay, let's see. I don't think it says anything about the ability. It's new ability in a Quick Draw. Yeah, it doesn't say anything. Yeah, it didn't say anything about its ability yet. But we'll probably find out something about it soon, unless it already is here, but I don't think it is. Yeah. Okay. So, Quick Draw. Nothing about its ability yet, but I'm pretty sure there'll be something after this vid even goes out. So I'll be on the lookout for that. But yeah, let's talk about its move. Its signature move, Shell Sidearm. So Shell Sidearm is a poison type special move in which this Pokemon fires poisonous liquid from the tip of shoulder attached to its arm. This move makes poison the target wherever it inflicts either physical or special damage, depending on which will damage the target more. So what this means is that Galarian Slowbro can be either physical or special. Now this is a pretty big deal, as Galarian Slowbro or just Slowbro in general has access to some setup options. It can curse and it can belly drum. Now I don't know if the Galarian version can actually belly drum. I don't believe it can. I don't think it has. Oh, it can. Oh, okay, yeah, Galarian Slowbro. Okay, yeah, Galarian Slowbro is going to be a very good attacker, a very good physical attacker. Now that it has access, to curse and belly drum. Now, stat wise, for its physical attack, it's 75. So for regular Slowbro, so it could be higher than that now. It could probably be like maybe 80 or maybe 85. If it's anywhere between that range, then that definitely makes Shell Sidearm a lot more threatening for it. Now I think I can actually check Slowbro's stats. Okay, so Galarian Slowbro has a high attack stat. I think regular Slowbro might have like 60. Oh, let's see. I think it might have 60, 65. Okay, no, they're about the same. Wait, why does it have 31 IVs? Okay, well, whatever. Yeah, let me actually have this thing. Let me actually keep this thing on repeat real quick. All right, there we go. Let me just loop that. All right. So yeah, the thing that makes Galarian Slowbro pretty aggressive is the fact that, again, you can make it either a physical attacker or a special attacker. So again, you can run the Calm Mindset and make it, and still have Shell Sidearm, and be able to get off some really strong special attacks. But its typing though is very good offensively because it's able to deal with these big threats. Being able to deal with Clef and being able to deal with Toxapex at the same time is very, very good. You could literally just Shell Sidearm the Clef, and then you could just Psychic this Toxapex right off bat. And if you were gonna run like a physically offensive set with it, then it does have physical options as well. It does get access to Zen Headbutt, so you can run that. So you can run like a physical set with it, or again, you could just make it like Mix. A Mix set would also be pretty viable too. That could also be viable. So Galarian Slowbro is gonna be offensive, which is really cool. And it also has access to regen as well, so it could be an offensive regen mon. So that's very, very cool. Now on the defensive side, Poison and Psychic isn't really the best because you're weak to Dark, Ghost, Quake, and you're neutral to Psychic. You're also neutral to U-Turn as well. So there aren't too many resists. I think Poison resists Steel. I might be wrong about that. I think I am wrong about that. I don't think Poison has too many resists besides Grass. So it's resisted to Grass, and it resists Grass. It resists Fighting. It 4 times resists Fighting, so that's pretty good. But Slowbro already resisted that anyway. It's not weak to Water now. I mean, it's weak to Water now, or it can get hit by Water types now. So that's pretty bad. So if it gets burned, that could really suck for it, especially if it's going to be a physical offensive set. And I think it's neutral to Fairy. So, or no, it resists Fairy, I think. So it's okay. It's really not the best defensively, but offensively, it's gonna be a monster. This mon's gonna be a monster offensively. So I can't wait for it to drop in 2 weeks. Oh, I can't wait for it to drop in 2 weeks. But yeah, very cool typing, and I really like the design of it. Definitely gives off more of a menacing, more of a intimidating vibe for Slowbro. So I like that, especially the way it focuses his eyes. Like you usually just see this dumb look on bro, like how it is like right here, but then you just see it's focused. Like I like that. I like that a lot. They're adding, I like how they gave Slowbro a little bit more character. That's really cool. So yeah, that pretty much just covers Galarian Slowbro. Again, can't wait for it to drop in 2 weeks. So let's talk about Galarian, or actually not Galarian. Actually, funny enough, they didn't even show any other Galarian mons in the trailer. It was only Galarian Slowbro. So either Galarian Slowbro is the only Galarian form in this DLC, or they're just hiding it, or they're hiding more. I really hope they're hiding more, like they did with Galarian Darm and Galarian Mr. Mon. When we find out like later on about them. I hope it's that way. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there are going to be more, but they're just hiding it for right now. But I do like Galarian Slowbro here. So let's talk about the G-Max forms now, as they pretty much were pretty insistent on getting all of them shown off. So let's talk about the G-Max starters first. So G-Max Venusaur, that boy is high, that boy is smacked. So so Venusaur, the enormous amounts of pollen erupt from its blossom. The flower on the Pokemon's back spews so much pollen that it resembles a volcanic eruption. Inhaling the pollen can cause uncontrollable sneezing, and breathing in too much of it can even cause fainting. However, the pollen also stimulates plant growth. Places where the pollen falls are said to grow thick with large plants. So it kind of makes sense with the location of the of the Isle of Armor, as it's pretty much just forested, because there's a lot of forest as they showed in one of the screenshots. So G-Max Vine Lash. G-Max Vine Lash will doesn't just deal damage, but it also does damage to 4 turns to any Pokemon that isn't a grass type. So pretty much this and Blastoise have the same G-Max G-Max effect as a G-Max Charizard, and being able to have a move that does damage turns afterwards. So I really wish they did something a little bit more creative. Like they could have made it so that way Venusaur could be more of a wall, and after you land the move, it just automatically has Leech Seed. That would be very dope. But I guess they didn't want to make it too broken, so they decided to just go with this instead. But yeah, nothing really interesting about this though. But I do like the design. The design's pretty cool. I don't really know how it's gonna impact VGC. Because for one, I have no idea how it's if you're gonna run, because I think Venusaur is gonna be ran like more like offensively in VGC. As you can run a Weather Ball with Sun. So I don't know if it changes to Max Flare in Sun. Can somebody let me know? Like if you guys play VGC, let me know how Weather Ball works in that generation, or works in that meta. Because I'm very curious about that. Especially when it comes to G-Maxing, if it actually changes to Max Strike, or if it just changes to Max Flare. But yeah, kind of disappointed in the way G-Max Venusaur is with his G-Max move. It could have been something a lot a lot cooler. But let's talk about G-Max Blastoise. Probably my favorite design-wise out of the other two, just because of those cannons. Those cannons, man. He got cannons on his back. And the way his stance is in game is cool too. So a super powerful main cannon. The main cannon on the center of Blastoise's shell is staggeringly powerful. Legend says the cannon has blasted holes in the mountains. Jesus! Gigantamax Blastoise can also move the 12 large cannons surrounding its central cannon independently, letting it orient its attacks in any direction, whether toward the ground or the sky. So what this means is that I don't know how it does it, but it can just redirect its cannons, which is pretty dope. But yeah, design wise, I really like it. It's very, very intimidating, as you can see. It's interesting that all of them have the same pattern. They all have like this little like Togepi kind of like pattern here. Again, you see it on Charizard, on its feet. And again, same with this, and even with Venusaur as well. So I wonder why they did it that way. I guess maybe just to have that continuity or whatever. But let's see. So Gmax Cannonade. Gmax Cannonade doesn't just deal damage to an opponent when it hits. It will continue to deal damage for 4 turns to any Pokemon that isn't water type. Yeah, again, like they're all the same. They're all the same Gmax move, which I guess they don't want to do too much with it. I feel like this is actually gonna be very strong on rain, like very strong on rain. So Gmax Blastoise with this setup and Shell Smash. Ooh, hold up. And if it's actually, if this is actually stronger than Max Geyser, that's really good too. I think it actually is faster. I think it actually is stronger than it. If I'm correct, if I'm right, because I think Gmax Wildfire is like base 130, while Gmax Max Geyser with the strongest water move, I think it only goes up to base 110 or something like that. Again, I don't know the Dynamax meta like that. You guys can let me know in the comments below about that. But overall, I'm kind of disappointed with how they did the Gmax moves. I think they could have made something a little bit more different from Charizard. Just give some kind of uniqueness to both of them. Again, like there's so many options you can have with Venusaur, and even with Blastoise too. Like with Blastoise, you maybe could have. Honestly, I don't know what you could have done with Blastoise. Maybe like, I think with it being able to do multiple damage after over time is still pretty good for it. But offensively, I think they could have done more with it. Honestly, they may as well just kept it so that way it could still get a rain, or that it could just boost its pulse moves. Again, like kind of combining its Mega Evolution with the Gmax move. That would have been cool. That could have been really cool, being able to just boost pulse moves from that from its move, from its Gmax move. That would have been very dope. But alas, that didn't happen, and that was just another missed opportunity that they had. But still, I like the design out of the other two. Definitely a lot cooler. But that pretty much covers the starters. So now we can talk about the legendaries. So Gigantamax Urshifu. When I saw it, I was like, man, it looks so dope. So let's talk about the description. So a roiling rage. In this form, Urshifu looks ready to bellow in fury. People call it both the very embodiment of rage and a divine emissary that banishes evil spirits with its fury. Man, look at that stance. That's that demon stance, man. That's a demon stance. I think it is. I think it might be the demon stance. I might be wrong. I'm talking about like Akuma, Street Fighter, all that. I think it might be, but I think I'm wrong. This looks more like a stance that Ryu would make. And this looks more like a stance that Sagat would make. So I don't know. It's kind of cool. They kind of like a little contrast to them. But I like that. So let's talk about Rapid Style Strike, Urshifu. So in this form, Urshifu will quietly maintain its stance with a calm expression. When facing this Pokemon, it seems some will become greatly agitated, feeling as if the very depth of their soul have been exposed. Yet others report feeling a sense of relief, as if they've been cleansed of evil spirits. Very dope and very Japanese. So let's talk about the Gmax moves. So Gmax One Blow and Gmax Rapid Flow, Gmax Rapid Flow can deal damage even if a target defends itself by using moves like Max Guard or Protect. So by that logic, by this definition, it's safe to assume that Unseen Fist breaks through Protect. And long and behold, on Cerebi.net, the ability, Urshifu's ability, Unseen Fist, allows for you to damage Pokemon that have Protect. That is broken. That is broken. You can't Protect. He'll always hit you. Now, I don't know if even if you sub, I'm pretty sure you're still going to get messed up by it anyway. But that is very strong. That is a very strong ability. So its ability is Phantom Force. That's what its ability is. That's so strong. That is so strong. This mod is not going to stay OU. It's not. I want it to, but it's not going to stay OU. It's probably going to be OU for like a week, and then not even a week, probably like 2 days, 2 or 3 days, and then it's gone, which is sad. That's going to be very sad, but I will enjoy every moment of it. This mod is dope. They're both dope. It's gonna be very fun to use in Ubers though. It'll be very fun in Ubers. I can't wait for that. Again, depending on the stats that they give this mon to, cause I think Kubfu, I feel like it will be on the same level as Volcarona in terms of like, you know, its leveling and such. Don't know about the stats though. Stats I think are gonna be a lot better than something like Volcarona, most likely. But if it has like pretty good stats though, or like really good stats, like Uber stats, then that mon is definitely going to Ubers. But if it's like something that's, you know, manageable, then I'd be fine with that. I would love for it to be OU, but it's looking like it's not going to be OU. It's looking like it's not going to be OU, but these boys look strong. They both look strong. I definitely see this mon being like just standard on rain. Like this is just Keldeo on steroids. That's what this is. This is Keldeo on steroids. And this is Pangoro on steroids right here. This is Pangoro on steroids. So these two are going to be strong. These two are going to be very, very strong. But yeah, I kind of wish we also saw the damage output for rapid style, or for its rapid style strike move. I forgot what it's called. And its single strike move. Oh wait, I think it already showed it. No, it didn't show the move or the name of the move. But yeah, I would like to know the power of these two. But this looks cool. This looks very cool. Definitely can't wait to use both of them. They're gonna be fun. They're gonna be very fun. But yeah, nothing else really to talk about these two, or really to talk about for the Isle of Armor. It's pretty self-explanatory. I can actually go into the. I think it shows a little bit more about the. I don't think it really showed much about like the background or anything for the story. Because I think this is just a trailer for it. It might just show the trailer. I'm pretty sure it's just gonna show the trailer, so I don't think there's much to talk about. Crown Tundra. There's some new features though, so we can talk about that. So apparently, there are some new features with the Isle of Armor. So for one, we're gonna get new tutor moves. So these are the tutor moves that are coming. These were actually leaked in the these were actually leaked last week. So here's one of them. Burning Jealousy is a fire type move that can be taught starting with this expansion. When it hits, it deals damage to all opposing Pokemon and burns all Pokemon that have had their stats boosted during the turn. That is strong. That is very good. That is actually really good. Okay, what's Grassy Slide? Grassy Slide is a new grass type move that can be taught starting with this expansion. This move has high priority when used on grassy. Oh, yo, that's cool. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. That's gonna be strong, especially for Rillaboom. And if it has a good like stat, or if it's a good base attack or base stat, like maybe like 80 or like 85, maybe even 90. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's really good. Okay, so apparently to get these new moves, you have to exchange it for Armorite ore, a substance that can be found on the Isle of Armor through max raid battles and other means. Okay, got it. So that's the way you can get these moves. So let's see what else it says. So the Cramomatic, the dojo on the Isle houses a unique take on recycling in the form of a device called the Cramomatic. If you feed it 4 items, it will combine them and give you a new item in exchange. You can receive any of a variety of items, including Pokeballs, PP ups, and more. Some combinations might produce rare items. That's cool. That's very cool. I like that. And then it talks about Dynamaxing. So with Dynamaxing, there's a special dish that they have called Max Soup. Ooh, Max Soup. It will become a special, or it'll if a Pokemon with great hidden potential drinks Max Soup, it'll become a special Pokemon capable of Gigantamaxing. So I guess this is what you get to your starter to be able to have a G-Max. So that's pretty cool. I wonder what mons are actually going to be capable of doing that. But it seems to be like ones with great potential. So maybe it's just random. Huh? This will be interesting to find out though. So let's see, some Pokemon you've already been traveling with may be able to gain the ability to Gigantamax as well. So again, they're hinting at the starters. So the starters are going to be able to do that. So you got to bring them over. Okay, got it. A new way to battle, restricted sparring. So what's this? The Isle of Armor will introduce a way to challenge yourself to some new battles. With restricted sparring, you'll be limited in what types of Pokemon you can use and forced to battle under certain conditions. Give it a try and give some of your Pokemon that are normally overlooked a chance to shine. That sounds interesting. So can you use this online? Is this like an online setting? If this is an online setting, that would be very cool as well. But that pretty much covers the features for this. So yeah, nothing much about the story though. It seems like for the story you just have to grind up you have to grind up in the tower, and then I guess once you get to the top, then you can fight Mustard, and then it'll probably give you something to evolve Urshifu, or to evolve into to evolve your Kubfu into the Urshifu form that you chose. So interesting. And I think he's going to be the opposite tower that you are, or he's going to have the opposite form of what you have, or what you're going to evolve it into. So very interesting, very, very interesting. But that pretty much covers that. So if you guys did enjoy me breaking down the Isle of Armor, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, join my Discord Bushido gang, and subscribe for some more content on the channel. Also follow me on my Pokemino and check out my Smogon profile. All those links will be down in the description. I will be talking about the Crown Tundra in the next part, so stick around for that. And yeah, peace out, y'all.